Alright guys, welcome back to Mythris episode 2. My D&D campaign that I'm running with Max and Odell. Last we left off our two beast boys. Max playing the Vestian... Oh, I didn't undeafen from Discord, but that is fine. The stream heard me anyway.
Yeah.
The half Vestian boy with Max and the Leonin boy with Odell. They were captured, taken from their home of Vesper, and brought to the main continent of Ventus, where they woke up in Gloom Harbor. They have met a few people. They are now somewhat on a case for the Harbor Master because bestial races and slave races, as long as you are working and contributing to the town, are not treated as slaves. So, where we last left our boys, Dreas just woke up from a hard-fought and lost fight against the pitmaster of Gloom Harbor, the Mythris, also known as Larissa. And Stolt is currently asleep after going on patrol trying to find this murderer that they have been assigned to find. So, we will go with Dreas first.
Yeah, I was looking for the murderer, totally not trying to track down Todd, the little fuckhead.
And that too, the little halfling fucker that ran away. Anyway, also, heads up guys, I have turned off sound alerts when we're playing D&D. They get a little distracting and they're a little loud. So, my apologies on that. But I'll figure out something else so you guys can interact that's not as distracting to the stream. But, I learned my lesson the hard way. So, Dreas, we're going to start with you.
We ended off with me wanting to head towards the shoreline.
You head to the shoreline. It's, I think I said last time, it's pretty early in the morning, about 8 a.m., something like that. The hustle and bustle of the town is just coming alive. What do you want to do down at the shoreline?
Just sitting there taking it in.
Right, how long do you sit there?
How far am I roughly from the harbor master's, I guess, office/residence?
From sitting down at the shore itself, which it's a pebble beach, it's not a sand beach. You look up to your left and you can see the harbor master's house. So you're maybe 10-15 minute walk from it because you got to go back up away and back up the hill.
I'm gonna wait there until I see the door open or a light turn on inside.
Okay, you sit there for about an hour. No lights come on, but you do hear a behind you.
Yes.
Do you turn around?
I earshot. I don't actually look.
Are ears up or down?
They're up.
Okay, they're up. The harbor master would like to speak to you.
Just the man I was looking for.
You turn around and it is the same human male that walked you in the day before. You can assume this is like his attendant or secretary or right-hand man, whoever this may be. But he just holds a hand out leading towards and starts walking, slowly waiting for you to follow him. He's very Alfred-like from Batman. Very, very much a proper gentleman butler-esque type of person. Mid to late 40s. His hair is starting to go white, so he's got the salt and pepper going on, and he's not wearing like a suit, like tux butler-looking outfit. He's just wearing a very nice flowy shirt and black pants and boots. So for function, if he needs to go out and do something.
I guess I'll ask one thing before we make our way to the harbor master. Do you know what race he is?
No.
All right, then I'll follow.
Okay. You guys walk. He doesn't speak. If you speak to him, he'll answer you, but he doesn't start conversation. You guys get to the house. He opens the door, leads you back into the same office space. Knocks on the door first. You hear a enter from the other side. He opens the door, gestures you in, and then closes the door behind you. Harbor Master's just sitting there, same spot that he was the last time. Still shrouded, still cowled. Good morning.
Morning.
Any luck last night?
Speaking that after I said I wanted to go back out, my friend proceeded to slam my face into a bar. No luck last night. I haven't been able to find anything in common between the victims. But that's not my strong suit.
There has been no, as far as what my men have told me, there is no commonality between the victims. They are of different race, of different gender, different social standing. But I wanted to speak to you because I got some disturbing news late in the evening that needs to be passed on to you and your friend.
His ears perk up.
And he takes a piece of parchment out of his desk, places it on the table in front of you. I'm DMing it to you right now. I think you'll find it quite interesting.
This is some self-righteous bullshit about how he thinks he's going to cleanse the world. He, carefully rolls it back up and... TikTok. I understand that the murders have been inland, or less inland, but I know I talked to Larissa and learned that after leaving, her father died inland to our man in question.
Her father was the first victim and he was in the south.
I'll pass this note on.
Show it to your friend. He's calling you two out. Might as well answer the call.
I guess we're not the only ones being called out. Can you pull back your hood for me?
Why would I do that? There's only 4 people in this whole world who knows my face. Why should I make it 5?
What you said the last time we talked.
You see the cowl?
It's a blood thing.
You see the cowl cock to one side. Languages can be learned.
Only reason why I know it is because of my blood.
So, guys, pause 1 second.
I'm asleep.
He's having a dream about Dreas getting his ass whooped. Or no, he's having a dream about Dreas winning the fight and winning him his money. Just you watch. Dreas goes 1 right punch, 1 left punch, 1 to the gut, and Larissa drops to her knees.
Even I don't believe this dream. Now I know I'm dreaming, so I'm gonna spin my tail like a fucking propeller and fly away like my name is Tails.
Sorry about that.
It's not a commonly known language.
No, it is not. He'll stand up and he'll move to the other side of the table and sit on it. Still can't see the face. Why do you deserve to know?
Whenever I hear something, figure out something, or anything related to the people that have outcasted me, it piques my interest.
Roll a persuasion check. Shh, baby.
That's a 1.
You got a nat 1? Or you
Yes. Well, I got a 2, but a nat 1.
1 plus 1, motherfucker. That's deuce. This is starting off as well as the last one.
Yep. Simply piquing interest.
Well, I know, not being of Vestayan blood and knowing that language isn't exactly a good thing. There are many taboos, like the language, like me.
Number 5. You speak it. You tell anybody. And that is your head with a bounty on it. He pulls back the hood. You see a humanoid face that is half covered in bluish green scales. You speak of taboos. You speak of half-bloods. He pulls the hood back.
And now I have my answer.
He stands up, walks back on the desk, and says in Vestayan to you, "Be careful the road you tread, Dreas. Our kind are hunted after, even us half-breeds. It's something about our blood. Even just that little bit of spiritual magic that resides within it."
He responds in Vestayan, "That's, I guess, why I'm here now. After my dad left, I needed the means to protect my mom and I. Which one thing led to another, and here I am."
He'll sit down, get comfortable again. Just be careful. I don't need you to become another victim of this TikTok killer. And he knocks on his desk twice, and the door opens.
I'll stand. He'll turn around before we're leaving the office. Says in Vestayan, My mouth is sealed, but keep your head low." As he walks out.
That's why it's always cowled. Ulavash.
Who's Zavash?
Ulavash. Stolt. You come to. You fell asleep, I think you said, like, on one of the bar tables? Or in the...
On the bar itself.
You come to on the bar. No one says anything about you sleeping on the bar. This is probably not the first time it's happened, and you know Larissa. So...
This is literally the first time it's happened
Probably
for
not,
me.
but in the bar itself.
Somebody's been asleep on the bar.
You wake up, you look over, you see Jacob the gnome is passed out in one of the booths. and there is a familiar-looking, silver white-haired elf sipping on a cup of tea. The human from before, Adam, is at that bar, and the other tiefling, the male that was closing up the downstairs, is helping move and hang things up. You don't see Larissa anywhere.
I thought Larissa's place was closed early in the day to prep for the night.
The pit is closed.
The pit and the bar are adjoined. Like, they're not a
She opens the
separate
bar.
thing.
She opens the bar aspect for patrons, but not a lot of people come in the morning because they're all working.
I'm just gonna ignore him and I'm just gonna walk out.
As you get to the door, he'll say, I think we got off on the wrong foot the other day.
I apologized, drop it, and I'm leaving.
How is he? I haven't spoken.
I left. Like I said, I apologized, drop it, and I walked out. I finished leaving. Unless he's gonna fucking follow me, that's not who I am. I don't stop for you. Like, I got shit to do. Like, I'm gonna go do some stuff.
You still hear behind you. I haven't seen him in years. How is he? He's stepped out of the bar behind you.
That's an ambiguous question.
Ayan. Last time I saw him was about half a century ago. How's he doing?
You know how the first 100 years of your life is a dream state? He's in that perpetually now. Goodbye.
Sorry to hear that. Shepherd's blessings.
Keep your
Stolt.
pity.
Shepherd's blessings, Stolt. And he walks back in the bar.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go down to the Harbor Master's area.
Up to the Harbor Master's area. You get there as Dreas is coming.
Why would the Harbor Master not be near the harbor, which would have to be lower at sea level?
His house sits above the harbor so he can watch everything. That's why he's up on the hill. You get
Wait, his is the nice house?
Yeah, I said that the other time. Anyway. You get there as Dreas is walking out. Pause.
Well, look who decided to wake up.
Pause.
No response. Too grumpy in the morning.
You want to lose 2 nights in a row?
Hey, I'm taking my watch tonight.
Alright.
That's what I thought.
So, Dreas is walking out as you walk up. He's got a scroll rolled up.
We've already exchanged a few words.
Oh, yeah, and kind of have something to show you. It's from the hooded one. Sort of, I'll unravel the note, and I'll kind of just like come closer to him quietly. I don't kind of get it, but it says TikTok 5 minutes past. Can you catch me wicked fast? I tire of the sea, from the spring to the harbor. More inland is where I will charter. More to shepherd away they must go, on to the afterlife, so this world can grow. To the half beast and lion who are on my trail, I hope you do not fail. I need a new challenge, a new game, a new hunt. You best stay your nerve when we finally confront. Your time will come of that, I am sure. Everyone will know that I am the cure.
I also sent it to you too, Odell. So you could.
Mm-hmm. Delusional ramblings and a riddle to follow. Fun.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you take care of your business. And walks back up towards the bar.
Were we paid for reviewing the bodies yet? Because if we were paid, then my business here is done. Or did you forget to collect our coin? We did a job yesterday.
I didn't forget to collect the coin. I just wasn't going to yet. We're not going anywhere, are we?
No, but I'm doing one job at a time. If he wants me to continue to do an investigation on this case and not just lay the dead to rest, then he's going to have to continue to pay. So I'm gonna go up to the door and rap my knuckles on it, knocking for the harbor master's servant or the harbor master himself to come answer.
I sort of just stay there for a second, just go, oh boy.
The human male answers the door. Good morning. How may I help you?
We completed your request of yesterday, and I would like the payment and your next request if you have one.
But this is not the harbor master answering. This is the servant, by the way.
Yeah, he would have that knowledge, I would guess, because most servants and masters, like, the servant does the legwork for the master, so either he can walk in and do that, or he can lead me to his master. I don't care which. I'm just here to collect what I'm owed.
Follow me, please. And he leads you inside to the harbor master's office.
Alright.
Dreas, do you follow or do you stay put?
He stays put.
Alright. You're let in. The door is open for you. And the servant just stands at the open door. Your Dreas already was in here. How may I assist you?
All the information that you have would have been nice yesterday. Leaving blanks was rather rude, but we finished what you asked us to do. Now I'm here to collect the payment since my compatriot failed to.
How did I leave blanks?
You had other people working on this, did not inform us of who they were so we could gather the information that they had gathered as well. Left us a very large puzzle to fill in with no pieces.
The only task you were given was to examine the body.
And it has been done.
I do not remember the talk of any coin being offered.
Then why did we agree to this task?
Because those are the rules.
You said that we had to work in this town. If I am to work, I am to be paid. If I am not to be paid, you can take your services and shove them. I did as you asked. I even went beyond and did your priests' jobs for them because they failed to fucking sanctify a body within the first week of it being dead. Now, I'm not asking for extra. I'm just asking to be paid fairly for what I've done. You asked me to do a job. I did a job. A job gets paid. Otherwise, it's slave labor. I don't remember signing up to be a slave. And you didn't break me yet. So pay me, or fuck off.
He just sits back in his chair. You hear, he moves his arm, you hear a drawer open. And he puts a little satchel of coin on the table.
Much appreciated. Now, is there further business?
Not on my end. Except for that letter your friend got. Follow it if you
My
want.
friend received well, if he follows, that's on him. I agreed to work because that was what was required of us. I've done a job, and now I can finish passing through this town to get home. I was brought here unwillingly. The fact that I even agreed to a job should astound you. I'm taking the pouch off and just walking out of his office. Unless you have anything else, I'm gone.
He doesn't say anything.
Alright.
Dreas is still standing there.
You realize I didn't collect anything because he didn't say he was paying us?
I don't work for free.
Hey man, I just don't want to get sold into slavery.
They'll kill me before I'll be a slave. And I'm okay with dying.
Oh, I can't die yet, so. You
Well,
can die. I can't die yet.
I'll keep you alive so long as you keep from being stupid.
I start
I'm just
walking
having
back
a
towards the
shitty
bar.
morning.
Walk back to the bar.
I'll look back and I'll say, maybe go sit by the beach. It's a little rocky, but the waves are nice.
Covered in fur, man. Covered in fur. Do you really think I want to get all sticky and wet?
I mean, just
I don't
relax.
try easy. I'm gonna go check on that gnome from yesterday.
Okay.
Probably still in shock.
Then you're going back to the bar, Dreas?
I'm avoiding the bar now.
Alright. Head off to that gnome's house. Doors closed, windows are closed. What do you do?
I'm guessing since it's a gnome's house, it's a little bit on the smaller side, so I'm gonna kneel down and knock on the door.
Okay, you knock. There's no answer.
Do I get an answer?
Nope.
No answer?
No answer.
I can't remember. Did I get his name yesterday?
Nope.
Either way, I wouldn't have remembered it. Little gnome. Little gnome. And I just keep knocking for about a minute.
No answer.
I'm gonna see about doing a perception check with smell.
Okay. And roll a perception check. Should probably open D&D Beyond, so.
13.
What are you trying to smell exactly?
I'm smelling for blood.
Blood. Okay.
The iron smell and taste of blood. Is it in the air?
No.
I'm not very worried about it then.
You would remember him telling you the other day when you talked to him that he said he was a fisherman. So, good chance that he went to leave to go back to work today or something. Fishing starts pretty early in the morning.
Would his wife still be home though? Because you said he was also greeted by his wife.
You don't know if his wife has a job or not.
Nope.
So, there's no answer at the door. The house is quiet. No smell of blood or anything like that.
Then I'm gonna jam both of my pike and my glaive into the ground in front of his house and lean against him and just kind of sit there and wait for him to come back.
Alright. Jace, you head back to the bar. You walk in. There's the same silver white haired elf that you passed before. The human male, Adam. The other male tiefling. And Larissa's not in sight yet.
I'll sit down next to the silver-haired.
Okay. He's just sipping on a cup of tea. but you also notice that if you look over at him, the cup is a decently big mug. There's no steam, and it looks like it's barely been sipped from.
Your tea is getting cold. Unless you're morning drinking. Then it's getting warm.
Nah, I've just been doing a lot of thinking, and, I kind of lose myself in my thoughts.
If I look around, do I see anything, like, paper-wise?
Make a perception check.
9.
9? No. Nothing beyond, like... Adam's the one that takes the bets and everything, so he's got a stack of papers on the opposite side of the bar. But that's really it.
Perchance, do you have something I can write with?
Sure, he opens his coat a little bit on the other side and pulls out, you see there's a piece of paper in his pocket sticking up, and he pulls out a piece of charcoal, puts it down. I don't have any extra paper, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get up and go to the other side of the bar. See if I can find an extra piece of paper.
Alright. What are you doing? Adam will ask.
I have to write a letter.
You could have just asked. He reaches under and pulls out a piece of parchment and puts it up on top for you.
Thank you.
Unless Larissa's hired you for some reason.
Hey, a job punching people doesn't sound too bad to me.
Nah. I'll leave that to her. She's pretty good at it.
And then walk back over.
Okay.
You write with charcoal. I'm not very delicate. You think you can write it for me?
Yeah, sure. He pushes his tea off to the side, grabs the charcoal and the paper, and just waits for you to speak.
Hey, Mom. It's your boy. I know it's been a little bit, and I kind of went missing. Just letting you know that I'm alright. I'll be back soon. Hopefully with a little bit more coin. I know you're doing alright. Hopefully. I know I have a job lined up for when I get back home, so if I come home a little bloodied after work, don't be surprised. I love you. And then he'll ask him to, like, rub some of the charcoal off on his finger. On my finger.
He will do it for you.
And he'll kind of carefully smudge a little DR.
Got it. The writing is very nice. It's scrawled. Penmanship is, like, perfect.
Does it look familiar?
No.
So if I were to compare it to what note I was given earlier.
Make an insight check if you want.
15?
Doesn't look anything the same.
I'll take it and I'll carefully put it away. You're here enough. Do you know where I can mail this for something?
Where are you trying to send it to?
Ventus?
You're on Ventus.
Ventus.
Vesper.
Vesper, the other V. Vesper.
It's a long way out. There might be a fishing boat or a trade boat headed that way in the coming days. You might be able to pay someone to send it with them. But as far as mailing anything, I know there's trade vessels that go out there maybe once every couple of months. But you'd have to ask there. I've never been. I'm from the north, far north, not even from here.
And I figure you're in thought because the big guy can be kind of a hard ass.
I tried to talk to him this morning. He didn't want anything to do with me. Tried to explain something to him.
I don't know what kind of relationship you guys have or what the symbol means between the two of you. All that I know is that the last time I tried to ask about who he learned from or his parents, he punched me.
Well, he and I don't have any relation, but I have a relation with his former mentor, the man who raised him, who taught him about his deity.
I never said his name. So the fact that he came up with the name has pissed me off, and I'm confused and aggravated about it.
You didn't stay and ask.
No, the only thing we talked about was the religious symbol, and then he pieced that together and gave me a name that I didn't want to hear.
I got off on the wrong foot with him the other day.
Just no, it's a touchy subject.
I tried to make it up to him this morning and explain, but he didn't want to hear anything of it, so.
He, as I said, he can be a hard ass.
Do me a favor then. And he pulls that piece of paper out of his pocket. It's a folded piece of parchment, like 3 times folded, tri-folded, and it looks old. And there's an old broken wax seal on it, like old paper. And he puts it down and says, "Just give this to him. I'll still be here if he wants to talk."
At least the least I can say is that he is a good guy. He can be very dense, but he's very straightforward. It's why if something is in his way or feels like it's in his way, he will start by trying to move it out of the way,
Or
then pushing it out of the way, punching it, kicking it, shoving it out of the way, or stabbing it out of the way, whatever gets it to move. Even me sometimes.
Sometimes people speak better with their fists than they do with their words. It's okay, I understand. You watch enough pit fights and you understand.
Oh yeah, you take part in enough pit fights and you understand.
I'm good. I'm not a fighter. At this point, you hear a very agitated female tiefling as she's throwing open the tavern door. She's got a very large, rolled up cloth, almost looking like a carpet. And she's just screaming in infernal, so you don't understand what she's saying, but she's just cursing in infernal, and the other male tiefling is like, ah, shit, she's mad.
I'm gonna walk up to her, or get up, and just, you need a hand?
She just throws it into the pit and says, that fucking cunt of a bitch. She wants to, I don't know why she's doing this. Again, it has been 15 years, 20 years, why? Again, after all this time, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. Good morning.
He'll stick out his hand, like he'll like put out his hand. Just squeeze it as hard as you want to.
She takes your hand squeezes, and you take. Shit. Wrong. 4 damage.
Just she pops on my knuckles.
Yep.
I was gonna do that. As he pops his other knuckles, he pops his other set of knuckles.
Adam, Aaron, hang it up, please. I don't even want to look at it. And she just goes.
May I ask?
She goes over to the other bar and pours herself a drink. Aventus is ruled by an Empress Alira. She rules over Ventus. The leaders of each of the regions, she lords over them. Lady Emperor, whatever. She's the top. She lives in the capital city, obviously. She has declared that she's going to hold another tournament. This tournament, she has decided, is going to be to face the reigning champion. Instead of just getting a prize pool, it's to face the reigning champion, beat the reigning champion, and you get the prize pool. Now, the thing about tournaments here on Ventus is they are, she points to the pit fighting tournaments. There is now with the completion of what my father was trying to do all those years ago, creating a fighting pit in the south, there is now a fighting pit in each of the 5 regions of Ventus.
So you are being called out to be one of the fighters.
I am not being called out to be a fighter. Fighters are becoming to me to fight. What you essentially have to go to each of the fighting pits, challenge the boss of the fighting pit, beat them, and get a crest of completion. Gather the 5 crests, take them to the capital, and you get to fight the others that complete it. You get to fight the champion then. Beat the champion, you become the champion, you get a prize pool. That's the idea. And she points to the banner as they're hanging it over the railing, and it says, I think I have this written down. Pretty sure I did. I'm making notes about all this stuff, so hopefully I did. Fighting pit challenge in the capital. Single knockout bracket style. Winner faces the Empress's right-hand man and best fighter for glory and coin. All races, welcome. All ages, welcome. Gain your crests of completion. Bring them to the capital. And let's see what kind of fighters we have.
I mean, your pit, your rules. If you want to throw them through a trial, as long as I'm here, I'd be glad to fight. Throw a few hands. See what happens.
They have to fight and beat me to get the crest, to be able to take it to the capital.
Put them through me. They fight me, then they fight you.
It's just fighting me. That's all. I'm just going to be busy, and I'm annoyed, and I don't want to be doing this, but I've only ever lost the tournament fight, given out crest of completion, 3 times. She points to the wall, to the higher up, to the where your father's name is. I told you he won.
He raises his hand and slams it on the bar.
Roll an attack.
Oh god.
You're an unarmed fighter. Roll an attack.
That's a 22.
Full damage.
9.
9. The bar splinters slightly around your hand. Creates a nice little divot. She just looks at it. Too bad you couldn't punch that hard last night. I think you should partake in the tournament.
I'd love to get to beat the shit out of my old man, but I have to get home. As much as I'd like to stay around.
Well, you need money to get home. It's not
When's
cheap.
the next fishing boat?
Headed towards Vespa? Oh, not for months. Trade and travel out to Vespa is not often. To hire your own boat would be very expensive.
How much?
I've never asked, but I'm assuming it's in the thousands of gold. You'd have to ask at the dock itself, but from what you told me, I think maybe trying out at least a little bit of the tournament couldn't hurt. It's not like once you challenge one, you have to challenge them all and you're bound to it. It's a fight and fight.
So you want me to fight you and lose again? That's what I'm hearing.
I want to fight you again, yes, but I want an actual challenge from you. I want you to have an actual fighting chance to beat me. So I want you to come back after you've gotten a bit stronger. It was unfair of me to offer out a challenge that I did not think you could win. I could easily give you the crest from my pit now, but that would not be the right thing to do. I would love to fight you again. On equal terms.
I'd
Also,
love to say
don't you
that
want
I
to
could
get,
share the same sentiment.
Don't you want to get stronger so you can get back at the people that sent you away in the first place?
Oh, I'm sure if I could walk back in there and take my place back. This time I'll have some more intelligent people around me. Like I mentioned, Viper, great with that sword. Absolute moron.
Frick.
Well, it's your choice, obviously. But I think you would benefit from partaking in at least one or two other pits. Your choice, after all. And she
I'll keep it in mind.
She downs her tankard and sets it on the bar.
And he'll take his fist from the bar, sort of like stick his hands half in his pockets and walk out.
Aaron, can you fix the bar, please? And Aaron just groans and drops down off the rafters, and you watch him as he puts his hand over it, and it starts to mend itself. Where do you go?
Walks back down to the beach.
Okay. Let's see here. How long do you stay at the gnome's place, by the way, Stolt?
I would stay out there for about an hour before checking for an open window.
Okay, make an investigation check.
4.
The house is quiet. It's locked up.
Hmm.
Hey, Fox.
Right, then I'd take up my stuff and I would head down to the docks and start questioning people about whether or not they'd seen the gnome this morning.
Okay. Roll me a... Just roll me a charisma check.
15, because I rolled a 16.
-1. You ask a few people. Finally, you get an answer from one of them, and it's a blue-skinned human male, wearing greenish clothing. And he says, yeah, Andy. He points out to the ocean. Working. It's probably gonna be gone all day.
When does he usually get back?
That depends on how good or bad that they're doing. If they're not doing too good, then they stay out multiple days to come back with at least a decent catch. So there's no guaranteeing.
Do you know of his wife and where she works?
Yeah, she works, and he'll point back into town. She works at the magic shop.
Thank you. And walk away, head toward the magic shop.
As you're walking away, you can see Dreas walking towards the beach.
Alright. Did you find anything?
We're gonna be stuck here for a while, and we're gonna need more money. A lot more than we can earn.
Then you better stop losing fights.
We're not gonna be able to earn enough here. Whether we chase this killer, we need to go get money elsewhere.
Well, I'd still rather not see this town deal with him. Their priests don't deal well with the dead. I don't trust them to not be raised after this killer gets a hold of them. We have to take care of him.
He's not here anymore.
The
Did you forget
little Mr. TikTok is not here.
He's going inland?
Does that mean he's going further from the outskirts of the town and deeper into the town, or does that mean he's literally going deeper into the continent?
Deeper into the... Why would he just go slightly out of town?
Why would you carve on somebody TikTok 1,000 times? I'm not trying to understand what he's doing or his motives. I'm just trying to figure out where he's going to be.
Not here. I can say that much.
Alright.
But we're gonna need to get more money. As much as I hate to think about it, I might have a way.
Well?
There's a challenge coming up within the continent. Kind of put forward by the Empress. You have to challenge the bosses of each of the fighting pits. Here in the south. It was in the west, right? Or east?
There's 5 regions.
The 5 fighting pits in each of the regions. And then once you get whatever she said they were, a proof of your victory, then you can compete in a tournament with a chance to beat the Empress's right-hand man and win a prize pool. And I can only imagine that thing is, since it's spread across the entirety of this continent, the prize pool isn't going to be insignificant.
Looks like you better start doing push-ups. My fighting style won't let me compete, but I'll make sure you're good enough to compete. Now,
Oh yeah.
I got some stuff to do.
Before you have stuff to do, this he'll take out the old parchment.
Mhm.
He holds it out.
Make a perception check.
You don't write.
Odell, make a perception check.
23.
23. You notice from where he's holding it, there's a broken wax seal. That was your mentor's seal.
I would have been holding it upside down,
Oh, okay, never mind then.
so he couldn't see the seal.
Never mind.
Oh, so I
Redacted.
couldn't see the seal.
Nope, redacted.
Redacted. Well, I
Yes.
notice it when I grab it, and
Turn it over. Yep.
I take it from him. What?
You wanna read it?
Who's it from? What is the relevance of this?
Who do you think?
I've been in this town a day and a half. Who would be sending me letters that
You know,
there's one person I've interacted with, and I apologized.
From your-
He wouldn't let it go this morning, so I had to walk away.
From your perception check, you would see the seal. You would recognize it, and you'd also notice that the paper is old. Very old.
I'll look it over later. And he kind of just stuffs it away into his knapsack.
also, he sort of, just because you've never seen me write doesn't mean I don't write, and I'll sort of lift out the other parchment I had. I'll tuck it back in.
What I meant was you don't write what you can say, so it was clearly from someone not you. I wanted to know where it came from and why I was accepting a piece of paper.
Well,
Because you're not going to write me a note, you're going to tell me to my face, unless your whole ego is shrunk along with that fight. You didn't become a crybaby after one fight, right?
no.
Then you would tell me to my face. So why what was with the letter?
Just
Who-
passing on something from an acquaintance.
Cryptic. Cool. I've got things to do. I appreciate it. Bye.
If your things are investigating this killer thing, we can
Other-
just leave.
Things to do.
I'm gonna go ask her on the dock. I want to figure out how long it's gonna take another ship to go out back to Vesper.
If it takes as long as it takes them to fish, it could be a while. And I march off toward the magic shop.
Alright.
Sort of, he'll give him a wave and stick his hands back in his pockets. I guess you would have noticed, like, he's really sort of. He normally has a good some swagger in his step, and it's just not there. And he's kind of.
I'd say with the fact that your character and mine have been hanging out for over a year at this point, you can tell when he's upset by things, and he's not just angry, like something's bugging him about shit today.
Someone's
not
bugging
like-
you, and
Like, if I was a cat, my hackles are raised, and I'm just like, fucking.
He's got that
God.
raised line of fur down his back and everything.
Well, yeah, but that's also covered by my fucking chainmail.
could just
His tail's poofy.
do what you gotta take care of.
My
I'll let you know what I find.
snout is scrunched.
I'll let you know what I find, and we can figure out when to leave.
Alright.
Who at the docks do you talk to, Max?
Who's at the docks?
I was about to say, out of the faces, are there any I recognize from the pit?
Roll a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That we're in the Mistress's pit?
Like, just was anyone I recognize from the crowd?
Vaguely. There's one, he'd be a half-orc individual, not brother. He's lifting up barrels and getting them on a ship. Kind of recognize him. It was like the only real tusky, orcish figure in the crowd last night. Kind of stood above everybody else.
I'll walk up and say, "Hey, big guy."
Looks down at you. Can I help you?
You work here in the docks. I hope you know a little more than I do. Do you know when the next ship is headed out to Vesper?
Ship out to Vesper. He puts down the barrel, pulls out a little, like, pad of paper from his pocket, looks through it, and says, got one semi-scheduled, but that's not for half a year.
Thanks.
No problem. And goes back to lifting the barrels and moving them around.
Just goes back up the dock.
Okay.
Down to the beach.
Okay. Sitting in the
And
same
he's just
spot.
gonna... He's not gonna sit. He's gonna take off his coat, lay it to the side. And he's just gonna start shadow boxing.
Okay. You feel a presence watching you about 5 minutes into your shadow boxing.
He doesn't acknowledge it.
All right. Stolt?
I've made it to the magic shop.
It's not too hard to find. It's a little obscure. It's obscure compared to the rest of the town. The town is very much built for, like, function against the weather and the waves and the salt winds and stuff. This building is more slightly tower-ish. More stone than wood, if anything, and it's got a few extra fancy colors. It's got a few gems embedded above the door. And it says Maisie's Magic.
All right. Is this a gnome-sized building, or like, can I fit through the door?
You're gonna have to duck your head to get under the door, but you can get in. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're what, like 6'6", 6'5", something like that.
I think 6'5", yeah.
Yeah, you just bend your head slightly so you don't go conk. But then once you're inside, it's big. Go inside, and there's counters, there's shelves that have all sorts of books and papers shoved into them. The cases themselves have a couple rings, a couple extra scrolls, a rod or a wand or two.
Graded by anyone, or do I see anyone at all?
Not at the moment. No, you do hear some rustling in a back room that's covered by a curtain, but you don't can't understand the language either. You don't speak.
Is there a bell on the counter, or
There's one where you can, like, tug and it makes a little dinging sound. Yeah, almost wind chime-ish.
I'm not gonna try and finagle with it. Big clap to get attention. Just one big wham.
Vommy roll luck. Let's see how well you can do that.
Raw meat.
Wouldn't that be
Whoa.
strength?
Sure, strength.
Because I'm using muscle against muscle.
Fine, straight strength.
13.
13. It's decent. Could have been louder. You know, you're into slight furry patties.
Pads.
Yeah. Then voices in the back stop, and a female gnome with bright red hair going gray at the roots walks out. She's got it pulled back into a bun that sits on the back of her head. She's wearing a violet colored dress. Hello?
Would I recognize her from the other day?
Yeah.
This is the one?
From the little bit you saw her, yeah, this is the one.
Oh yeah, that's right. I never counted the coin in the satchel. How much was there?
Wait, did you count it on your way there?
I suppose I would have counted it while I was sitting out front of their house.
Okay. It was about 20 gold.
About 20 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Your husband's friend that passed recently.
Yes, it's I told him not to go to work today, but he said he just wanted to get his mind off of it.
Did he have any next of kin?
I don't believe so. No, not that I know of.
Then for your husband's mental sake and the departed, can you take this satchel of coin and make sure that he rests peacefully?
She'll hold her hands out and takes it and says, "Thank you very much." You hear a noise in that language again from the back, and she just replies, "Make me a intelligence check real quick."
19?
19. In their
Yeah.
speaking, you can tell it's gnomish. 'Cause gnome talking. You make out one word. Todd. You give her your can?
No, she took it. I didn't give it to her.
That's fine. Sorry. Fox is now rolling a can around the floor.
Are there any other exits or entrances to this tower, or is it just the one?
That you can see right now that you know of? The one.
Question before I leave.
Yes?
Does there happen to be a halfling in the back room right now
Yes.
by the name of Todd?
Yes. Why?
I was looking after him after something went wrong with his head.
You're the one that took care of him.
I had to keep him on a leash. I'm not sure he's safe for himself.
Oh no, he's fine now. He came.
You've dealt with his mental?
Well, yes, he came.
Can he say more than Todd now?
Yes, he came running.
Then I am not bothered.
Yeah, he came running, only able to say his name. Looked scared to death though, and was tied up with a rope. And she pulls the rope out.
I had to harness him because I didn't trust him by himself with his inability to do anything more than say his name.
Probably a smart idea. Would you like your rope back? It's in one piece.
Sure.
She hands it to you.
May I see him?
Yeah, 1 second. She goes in the back. Here in Gnomish. And she opens the curtain and he walks out. Scratching his head. It's like... Hi.
Where did you get the hand wraps? And was that caused by the hand wraps?
I don't remember. And no.
No. So your mental dilapidation was not caused by wearing the hand wraps themselves?
No.
That's good to know.
The last thing I remember is a flash of green light. And then waking up in that room with you and the other big guy.
Come here real quick.
What did you say? You cut out a little bit.
Come here real quick.
He'll walk over to you.
Flick him on the forehead.
Ah!
When somebody with your best interest in mind tells you not to stray, maybe next time listen, especially when you're incapable of saying more than your name.
I was...
Glad to see you better. Turn and leave.
Thank you for helping. That really fucking hurt.
That was the point.
You leave, where do you go?
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna walk toward the beach where I saw Dreas heading, so I can tell him that it's safe to use the wraps, because they're not gonna fuck with his tiny brain.
Got it. You walk back to the beach, and you see him training shadowboxing, sit-ups, push-ups, all that fun stuff. Behind him, about 5 feet, is a fully formed ox.
Is he wearing the wraps right now?
Nope. But you see a fully formed, what looks like a normal ox, but you stare at it for a second and you can see that blue spectral outline to it. It's just sitting there on the ground, just watching Andreas. And everything you've seen before has been there for a moment and then it's gone. This one is not leaving your vision. Hey, stop it! No. Go away.
I'm gonna call to Dreas. Just yell out from across as I'm getting there. Why don't you stop and we'll take a quick drink real quick.
He sort of like, he stopped for a second, put his hands on his hips. Drink sounds good.
You turn around and you see, because you hadn't looked behind you, you see the ox just, Jerry, just sitting there watching you. Not bad.
He just keep.
Your form could use a little work. You're a little rusty.
No
The
kidding.
thing speaks.
You can't hear this.
Okay.
Nope.
You said it said, not telepathically.
Sorry,
It
yeah.
just started talking.
Telepathically, it's speaking to Dreas, but Dreas
Okay.
is speaking out loud when he answers.
No kidding.
So you hear him say that.
Yeah, a drink would be good, no kidding. Your answers are now confusing. I think you might have taken a heavy hit to the head last night.
Don't worry about it.
Oh. I found Todd. The wraps aren't gonna mess with your brain. That happened before he had them on. You're
Oh,
good.
yeah, I already knew that they wouldn't mess with my head.
Did you not tell him that you already messed with him?
I'll say in my head, he knows I messed with them. He watched me put them on.
I mean, every ounce of help's gonna help you, especially if you fight as bad as you did last night.
That was in my head.
No, I'm still commenting on the fact that you need the wraps after I goaded you into not using them.
Jerry's gonna stand up and he's like, well, I'm gonna go hang out with Mom for a bit. Let me know if you need me. And you both watch him walk off towards the water and then vanish before he touches it.
I'll just I'll quickly say in my head, I want to talk with you later, but I'll let you know.
I'm always there.
Grab my, like, I won't put on my coat just yet because, you know, I'd imagine I'm a little sweaty. But I'll grab my coat and my things, and I'll sort of just carry it in my hands.
Yep.
Where do you guys go?
So you didn't kill Todd?
I threatened him because when you're stupid, you fear for your life more than you want to do bad things. I figured it would make him not do stupid things until we got his brain looked at.
Well, I mean, that's...
He was alive. If I found him dead, Then I would have given him his last rites.
I mean, you sounded like you were set on giving him his last rites, whether you found him dead or alive.
That is true.
I'm glad to hear the little guy's doing all right. Also, did you talk to him about bringing him back? When he went big red. I could use a fighter like that.
Nope, didn't talk to him about it.
Fuck.
If you care, he's at the magic shop.
Drink first.
You might miss him.
Oh well.
Do
Alright.
you guys go to the pit to have a
Is there
drink, or-
any other pub?
Yes, there are other taverns that are just taverns.
Alright.
There was brothers.
Yeah.
Uh.
Brothers was the spot you guys stayed the night at before you went to the pit, where he told his story.
Yeah, let's go back to Brothers.
All right, you guys head back to Brothers.
It's closer. What? I'm not avoiding things.
Sort of like I'll start walking off towards, or at least I'll start walking in the direction of the pit and realize that you're not. Oh. Okay. And just I'll follow back with you.
You guys get there. It's about, say, noon, 1 o'clock at this point after you guys do all your errands. Brothers behind the bar. There's a few patrons in there. No music is being played at the moment, but, you know.
Also, I'll quickly look over to Stolt. We're here for 6 months. That's the earliest we can leave. It's an if, though.
Here being relative to what? This town? Because I thought we were moving on to find the murderer.
Continent.
I doubt my 3 coins can charter us a ship anyways.
Private charter, couple thousand. A person.
A person was never said. Just
He's saying a person. He's saying a person. That's the assumption he made.
Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough.
His brother behind the bar?
Yep, brother's behind the bar. Sorry.
Brother.
1 second, don't see puppy.
What do you...
We're good, she's hanging out right there. What's
Two
up?
of your choice on top. Two of your choice on tap.
Alright. He smacks the top of the bar.
What one of your choice on tap and a fresh water?
He knocks the bar. Have a seat. And he puts the water and the drink in front of you guys. A silver.
The water in front of him first. And I go, you're drinking this, and then you get that.
A silver,
That's fair.
A silver for the ale, by the way.
I set down 1 gold coin and go, change.
He puts 9 silver in front of you. It's called the Siren's Kiss. And he goes back to cleaning stuff.
Start with about half the water. Yeah, I already knew about the wraps and the ox. Yeah. He's pretty cool.
Next time I find out something useful, I'm not gonna let you know, because you know everything. Have fun.
I mean, there's not much to know. He's a spirit. He's bound to the wraps, from what I know. Said I was, in quotes, a good person. surprised me.
What, Mr. Mama's boy that runs a fighting ring to help mom out is not a good person? Shut
I
up.
told I told him I wasn't a good person. I told him I beat the shit out of people for money.
Why do you do it though? And do you do it against their will? Are you mugging people barehanded? No, they're stepping in a ring and agreeing to it. You're making money on it. That's just business. It
But
would be wrong and bad and make you a bad person if you were just walking down the street and beating up anybody you wanted and taking their money. You got a skewed view of what's good and bad.
that's just what I did for money. Before then wasn't exactly as pretty. But I'll take the other half of the water and gulp it down. He just said that he didn't want to be misused.
Yeah, if I was bound to something, I wouldn't want to be misused either.
I'm going to respect his wish. Talking about how he wanted to find a decent owner. I mean, I want to know more about him, about what he wants. Because I respect the spirits, just he's got a will of his own, and I know having that extra voice in my head won't exactly help me if he's unhappy.
You tell him you're just gonna have to move some things around in your head to make space? It had to be done. I don't apologize.
Atreus, you hear in your head. Not the first time I've heard that, but it's still funny every time I hear it.
He thought it was funny.
Yeah, this is creepy. You can keep shadowboxing. I'm gonna go now. You and your creepy non-real ox pet can just do your thing. Let me know when we're leaving.
I'll I'll take the ale and I'll start sipping on it. And while I'm there sipping on it, I'm gonna say in my head, you heard me say it. What do you want?
What do I want?
You have a will of your own, you must want something.
I've never been asked that question before. I've had quite a few owners, masters, whatever you want to call them, over the last few 1,000 years. Never once have they actually asked me what I want.
Also, I feel like it's best that you don't refer to me as your owner or master. I feel like what I want between us is gonna be more mutual than me telling you what to do.
So what do I call you?
You can call me by my name. You can call me a friend. Partner.
I like partner. Partner sounds pretty cool. Well, it's not so much that I want or need anything. All of us who agreed to be bound did it out of the love we have for our kind. But there is a place we all one day desire to be able to go and visit. That would be nice if it existed. It's the place where all spirits go.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know.
I think it's been turned into a fairy tale. The island let spirits go to cross over. If it's real, take me there one day.
I'll try my best.
Awesome. Also, next time you get in a fight, knock, knock. And he goes quiet.
I was waiting for the punchline as I take a sip of my.
So were your opponents?
Don't worry about it. But finishes off the ale. Looks to brother, says thank you again. Won't be staying in town for too much longer.
Where are you going?
None ya.
Empress's challenge is coming up.
Ah. I heard about that. Mythris is a little loud when she gets mad.
I saw.
So loud he could see the noise.
Where are you gonna head first? You've got, Did write these down, I know that for sure. 1 second. Notes. Music. Going on in the background. You got Spring Post to the south. You've got Arbor Grove to the east. You've got Summer Rock in the southeast. Night Hollow to the northeast. See, that's Gloom Harbor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then obviously the capital. Well, Gloom Harbor's is one of them. You're already in Gloom Harbor. So there's 6 regions in total. The 5 regions you need to go to are Gloom Harbor, Spring Post,
Arbor Grove, Summer Rock, and Night Hollow.
Night Hollow. The capital is Embertide. There's also little villages scattered throughout, but only the main cities have fighting pits. And
What's the closest one to here?
probably be Arbor Grove. It's about a week by cart. You'll run into like 2 little villages along the way, but heads up on if you plan on entering the tournament, the fighting pit, you can, however you want to fight, you fight. It doesn't have to just be punching.
He'll stand up, turn around, give him just a little as he walks out the door.
Alright. Where does he head?
He's gonna go try and find Stolt.
Okay. Stolt, where did you go when you left the bar?
When I left the bar,
Mhm.
I don't know. I just kind of went on patrol, looking for anything out of the ordinary, trying to make sure that the letter meant what my friend believes it to mean, and that he's not just trying to target deeper in the town. He's trying to target deeper into the continent.
Okay. Is that check? Andreas, give me a investigation check.
From the spring to the harbor. That's where we'll find him.
Stolt, while you're doing your patrol,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the bustle of the town... Cool, I see it, Max. The bustle of the town goes about as normal. don't see anything that would catch your attention, be out of the ordinary. You do pass by the temple to Arathis again. You do pass by the temple to the Raven Queen. Pass by a few like buildings like fishmonger, wood shop, weapons smith, bunch of different places. Just kind of walking idly and randomly, huh?
Pretty much. Just kind of roaming.
Okay. And then where are you ending up after you do your patrol?
Wherever my feet lead me to the end of the patrol, I'm literally just wandering, avoiding the bar.
Got it. You make sure to stay clear of that area. You leave a good couple blocks between you and it. Your feet find their way to a garden. Almost like a, what the fuck is it called? It's, almost like a park.
Okay, so it's like flower garden, not a herbal garden.
Flowers, herbs, there's a little bit of everything here.
Are there any signs saying not to pick the plants?
There are a couple that say, please don't pick Lena.
Lena. I'm gonna have to remember that name.
Notes! But yeah, your feet randomly led you here. You didn't notice it before, but it was hidden within basically like a hedge fence. And there's different flowers, there's a big tree, there's many different herbs. And you do see in the far back corner there is a catfolk. You've seen them once or twice at Tabaxi. There are not a lot of them on Vesper, but you would have seen a few of them. Somewhat furry, like long hair, long fur, fluffy tail of almost of a grayish color, wearing a very simple robe. And they're just bent over one of the planter areas, tending to it.
Oh, tending to it.
Mm-hmm. You saw them just past the side of the tree that sits in the middle of the grove.
Are they doing anything out of the ordinary, or are they just tending plants?
Tending plants.
Then I'm minding my own business.
Okay.
I figure he'll find somewhere to sit in the garden and just chill out there for a little while.
There's a couple of stone benches. Need to find the right page. Just sit there. The figure looks up, sees you, just gives a wave, goes back to doing what they're doing. Give me a perception check.
$19?
19. You hear a faint sound of a chicken. And then you look to your side and there's a little spectral rooster running towards the cat. The tabaxi. Hops up on her shoulder, hops down, and vanishes from your sight.
And here I was thinking those things were rare.
You see that? Do you say that to yourself?
Oh, I say that aloud. Just
You're-
not to anyone in particular, just...
Okay.
Hmm.
The tabaxi doesn't respond. Probably didn't hear you.
Was it a hen or a rooster?
It was a rooster.
So many jokes can be made, but I'm not going to. Um, I'm gonna approach her.
Love you. Give me a kiss.
I have her muted.
I've covered her webcam.
So have I. I left clicked on it and then pressed mute, so it's all covered by the little pop-up window.
I have Spotify open.
Well, same, but like that's been playing low in the background the whole
Oh
time.
no, I mean like I just straight up. It's just straight up. I can't even see you. It's blocking all my Discord.
All right, she's done.
Is she?
Yeah,
I thought I muted my mic. Anyway,
we muted you anyway.
okay. You approach her. Just
Yep.
look up at you and say, "Hello."
Hello. Are you aware of the spectral rooster, or was that just...
You can see it? Do you also have a trinket?
No. But mind you, my friend does. And I was wondering, there are downsides to them. What is the downside?
She'll stand up and brush off her paws. The downside, from what I know, is only if you don't befriend them. If you're mean to them. Shh, Fox, it's okay.
So that triggers the downside, but what is the downside?
I don't know. Haven't met anyone who's pissed one off. Shh. Come here.
Hmm.
I'm good not knowing.
What's the purpose of yours?
Of mine?
Yes, my friend has wraps. I don't care to know what it is on you. I just want to know what it does. I'm not here to try and take or anything of that. I'm just curious about what they do and why.
He helps me with my nature and my garden. I'm doing Maine's voice.
Yeah, what? Tabaxi,
Yeah, it's
plants.
DM speak. It gives a bonus to nature checks.
Well, I figured that.
Yeah.
It just helps you grow plants.
Helps me understand them. Helps me to grow them better. The right soil. When to pluck. When to remove.
Does it share knowledge? Such as what the plant you're looking at currently is, if it knows about it?
A bit, yes.
Fairly useful. Now I see why you have a bunch of do not pick signs in here.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate the willingness and forthrightness. Goodbye.
Have a good day.
be careful.
Thank you. Check on the doggo. What are you doing? Dad. Quick break so I can take the doggos.
Yep.
All right, so
So,
got that session-ly content on the Bronley fans coming later tonight.
did she swap it over to like the like wait screen, or are we still in?
This is our stream, baby.
We're still streaming?
That's why it's on the Bronley fans. I'm letting the people know. Get that exclusive content later, okay?
That's rough.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to make money these days. We're trying to get that top 1%.
I mean, yeah. Full male lion furry on half male lion furry, that's the action on that brony.
Think about how much money
God damn
furries would
it.
pay to see that.
Oh my god. It doesn't matter what it is, somebody's gonna be thirsty enough to go fucking pay for it. Right.
I mean, that's true. I'm glad I bought a new beard trimmer because I'm just like, it's a lot easier than shaving. Since I
Yeah,
don't
I
even
gotta
clean shaven.
I gotta get one of those electric ones that just kind of does the thing instead of keeping those like blade razors that dull up so much faster. Was that you squawking, Max?
That's part of a yawn.
Oh.
Where were we?
Oh, nope, nope, that was after you left.
What did you guys talk about after I...
No, you're gonna have to watch your own stream. Or chat will rat us out, it's okay.
Chat hasn't been doing much.
Alright.
And that is where they both died and the campaign is over. Goodbye, everybody.
I should have brought in my warlock that's patron of the undead. You can't kill me, bitch. I'm
Where do
already
you go after you leave the grove? Stolt.
You mean the garden?
Garden.
Because we're not in the grove.
Garden, grove, whatever. Where do you go after you leave?
Oh no, I'm just leaving her alone.
But you're staying in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Atreus, do you ever pull out that letter, by the way?
No, not yet.
Okay. Atreus, you wander around on your own trying to find him? No luck.
He gives it a rest and he goes back to the beach.
Okay.
Hmm.
What do you do?
He's gonna sit down for a second. Jerry.
Mm.
He's saying this out loud at this point.
Okay.
Out over the horizon. It's always where you want to go, isn't it?
Somewhere.
I guess, metaphorically speaking, where you want to go.
I don't know exactly where it is. It's not here. Probably somewhere out there somewhere, if it exists. I like to believe that it does. At least I have a feeling that it does. Mom's there.
He's gonna take a deep breath and he's gonna kind of go into like a meditative sit.
Okay.
Jerry, if you could tune out for just a couple minutes.
Alright. I'm gonna go see Mom again. Just quiet.
In his head, Staya Shire. Where can I find where you rest?
Mommy will luck. You don't hear anything? You just feel the cold, salty breeze of the ocean. You hear the lapping of the waves. The calling of different commands and things from the people on the ships. The bustle of the town behind you.
Takes in another deep breath and asks, is my mom okay?
Mommy will look.
$15.
15. As you breathe out, another gust of wind picks up. This one feels warm. And for a moment, it's as if you can smell her scent. Wildflower, honeysuckle, a little bit of sage. You swear you also hear, "I'm okay, my son." Before the cold wind comes back again and sends a chill down your spine.
He'll say out loud, I'll come back soon.
Right?
And then just, yeah, sorry, Jerry, I tried. I couldn't find anything.
What were you looking for?
I don't know.
I like Jerry.
I don't know. To be honest, just sort of reaching out to the spirits, Got nothing.
Almost a heart-touching moment, and immediately, what are you doing, little girl? And fucking walks away.
Trying to have a heart-to-heart with Jerry, man.
Man, the cow is just so distracted.
Reaching out to the spirits.
Tried reaching out to the spirits. I didn't get a response. Not for what I asked, at least. Feel a little better, though.
sad or anything. As homesick as you are, I can feel that.
Well, that's subsided for now. Now I just want to beat the crap out of an old man.
Knock, knock. And he goes quiet. Alright. Do you stay on the beach? Do you go try searching for Stolt again?
At this point, he's just gonna let Stolt be.
Okay.
He's gonna sort of lay back on the rocky beach. He's gonna look up at the sky for a little bit.
What do you do while you're in the garden, Stolt?
Attention to her and the interactions between her and the rooster if it ever appears again. Kind of meander around and inspect and check on what's growing in the garden as well.
You don't see the rooster again, though you see her probably interact with it. The garden has many different flowers, from roses to tulips to daisies to a lot of different flowers under the sun.
The medicinal things that I would care about.
A little bit.
I don't. The pretty stuff. The stuff that works. Yeah.
There's some. Give me a nature check with advantage. 'Cause you do have.
With advantage.
You do have your book, so if at any point you pull.
So that's 22 or 21. 22.
22. You do see some elder sage. You do see some widow's weed. You see a few other plants that medicinally work. Some of them, you know, are made strictly for healing potions. You also remember you have a mushroom in your bag that you haven't looked at yet. Same with the fungus.
Yeah, while I'm there with the book out, I'm definitely gonna check over what those are and what they're for.
Okay. The fungus is mainly just for it's good food wise. You know, you can eat it safely. The blue cat mushroom has these little red rings on it, and in your book, prepared the right way, it can be used in a scrying potion. Prepared the wrong way, and it can cause hallucinations. Or even worse, death. That is why it got unplugged. I was like, why is my computer kind of lagging a little bit? It got unplugged. Fox ran by it. There we go. Fix that. What are you sniffing at, little girl? While you're typing that up, I'm gonna grab her bottle.
We brackin', ain't we?
I don't know.
My apologies if you can hear a plastic bottle rolling around the ground, but she likes it and it's keeping her entertained. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, what else are you doing besides inspecting the herbs and the stuff that you picked from the prison and whatnot?
Like I said, I'm just keeping an eye on her. Checking for interactions between her and the rooster. Trying to discern if there's any malevolence coming from the interactions between them.
Roll an insight check.
23.
23. Over the course of however long you stay there, there's no malevolence. It's a playful banter as if they were longtime friends.
Alright.
How long do you stay in the garden? How many hours?
Only a little while, and then I'd continue patrolling around.
Okay. You're there, we'll say, about an hour, 2 hours. It's around 3, 4 o'clock at this point. You leave, begin your patrol again. Walking by the harbor, you spot Dreas snoozing on the beach.
He's just sort of laid back.
Mm-hmm.
He's just laid back.
From the angle, he wouldn't be able to tell if you're awake or not, though.
Yeah, no.
So.
Until you watch him just start doing crunches.
I'm not worried.
He's just chilling on the beach.
Alright. Immediate patrol.
Do I run into anything out of the ordinary? Anything worth investigating?
Nope. It's quiet. Well, quiet for a busy, bustling port town. But, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Yeah. How long do you stay on the beach, Dreas?
He'd only be there for about an hour. And he'd spring up. So I should probably stop putting this off. And he's gonna go back into town. Would I been able to notice any like traveling merchants that have come into town? Anyone with like a cart that came into town?
Cart, yes. Merchant, no. There have been a few as far as charter cart type things, but no traveling merchants.
Drake's gonna go look for one of the charters.
Okay, they're near the edge, like out, not the outskirts of town, but the edge that leads out to, because there's basically 2-3 roads. One that leads to the south, one that leads down the middle of the continent, and the other one that leads more northeast. So usually they hang out there. So easy enough to find like the stables and a charter service.
He'll walk up.
Okay.
How much would it cost for the charter to Spring Post?
A human female, younger, you speak to. She's like, how many? And do you need a driver, or are you driving yourself? With the intent of returning the cart.
We would like a driver, please.
Okay, with a driver to Spring Post.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. With a driver to Spring Post. She goes over to her table book and calculates. That is going to be about 50 gold.
And then how much to Arbor Grove?
To Arborgove, that is going to be 30. Slightly shorter distance from here to Arbor than it is to Spring Post.
All right. I guess I'd like to hire a charter for tomorrow.
Okay, for 2. And about what time would you like to leave?
Midday.
Alrighty. You are going to be with Alex. He is an orc. Very good with the horses. He will be waiting for you at the northeastern to Arborgrove.
Yep.
He'll be waiting for you at the northeastern gate, and she points up the way a little bit.
Do I pay now or?
You'll pay tomorrow. You pay
Alright.
half to us, and then you pay the other half to him directly when he gets you to your destination.
All right. He starts like digging into his stuff to grab out the gold.
Tomorrow you pay.
You're confusing me. I'm sorry.
You pay
Ignore.
half to us tomorrow, and then half to him when he drops you off at your destination.
All right.
Okay.
He's going to go back, try and look for Stoltz again.
Vomi will look.
$11.
11. You find him about 2 blocks from the pit. Just doing a patrol, just walking, keeping an eye out, keeping his ears out. And we'll wait for him to come back. Da, 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 da.
I made a pencil with 2 erasers. It was pointless.
How did you make a pencil with 2 erasers?
It was pointless.
If Tom was right here right now, I would kiss him in front of you.
I'm hovering the disconnect button.
He's not here. He went to training.
Disconnect button.
Okay, she's laying down. Did you only look at the letter once? Or did you look it over a couple times while you were out and about doing your own thing?
He would have looked over it the first time he was on the beach that day.
Okay.
Which I saw the spring to harbor, which is why he asked about spring. I already noticed that. We'll deal with that when we get to it.
Well, roll me an insight check if you want. See if you notice anything else about it.
18.
5 minutes passed. You know there's been 5 victims. The word shepherd was capitalized.
I noticed Shepherd.
And yeah, you already got the seat of the harbor part. And then obviously the half beast in line is you two. So, yep. Alright. Yeah, so you find Stolt about 2 blocks from the pit. Just walking, doing his patrol.
Hey, Furball.
You call him
Is it me who's weird for being covered in fur, or you for being naked?
I'm covering enough. I got us a ride out of here.
Okay.
Tomorrow midday. I was thinking about heading to Arbor Grove, unless you want to chase this guy.
Like I said, the priests in this area do a piss poor job of treating the dead with the respect it's supposed to be due. I have to get rid of him because they don't know how to deal with a dead body.
20 extra gold. Well, midday. I'm gonna try and see if I can scrounge up some extra gold in the pit tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Where will I be able to find you? Just because I know at least today you've kind of wandered off a couple times.
I mistook him as my mentor. Never said his name. We had a small conversation about the symbol that we both wear. This morning he said my mentor's name. I was tempted to wheel around and kill him. He's either done research on who I am, knows my mentor personally, and never cared enough to come check on him in the last 20 years. Or is trying to agitate me because he keeps showing up everywhere. I accidentally ran into him once.
I talked
If
to
it
him.
proves to be a problem, I will send him straight to the end.
If you kill him, I kill you. I talked to him and he only means well.
As far as you can see, yes.
He came to
But
me
if I get
and told me
information
that
that
he
says
wanted
he
to
doesn't,
apologize.
he did nothing to me. There's no need to apologize. He's playing on your sensibilities. It's not a hard thing to do.
Did you ever take a look at that letter?
No.
Maybe that'll
I
change
said
your
I'd
mind.
get to it in time. There's more important things than a piece of paper. Especially since it has definitely no relevance to what's going on right now.
Hey man, don't bottle it up. What is most important is what's up here. Let that run around for too long, it clouds your judgment. And he turns around and heads back to the stables.
Do you follow?
To the stables? No.
Okay. Where do you go?
To the bar.
To Brothers or the pit?
The pit.
Alright. Trace, what do you do back at the stables?
Change the arrangement from Arbor Grove to Spring Post.
Okay.
And then after that, he's going to head back to the pit.
Alright. You walk into the pit. It's only about a block away from where you're standing, so what do you do when you get there?
Look for somebody with long silver hair.
He's there. Just currently right.
Grab him by the head and turn him around.
Ah! God. That hurt. Oh, hi.
You acted like you had no idea who I am. And this morning you say my mentor's name without me ever mentioning it to you. Answer all of what you know right now, or you'll be a bloodstain in the pit.
1, you could have tapped me on the shoulder. 2,
1, I'm agitated. 2, you didn't buy that right yet. Why do you know his name? Why should I care that you live or die?
Okay, answering your first question, why I didn't know you, is because I didn't recognize you. And then I heard your name. Your friend said it. And that sparked a memory. And then that reminded me of the letter that I had. Ayan is my brother. Sorry, was my brother. After what you say is true and he's no longer with us.
Proof.
Did your friend give you the letter?
Yes, but I've also seen forged letters before. A miner tried to say that it was okay for himself to fight in the pit. Handwriting can be faked. I need to know that you know him.
That letter's the proof I have. I don't know what else you want me to say, except apparently we look exactly the same except our eyes.
Something that happened that you and he would know about, that he would have shared with me. Maybe something that would have been a life lesson that he would try and impart on me. That would be enough proof to know that you're talking about the same person, and that you're not just trying to coerce me into doing something.
Fair enough. We were born and raised in Crescent Isle. He left, pissing off our mother to no end, because he said the shepherd needed him. He needed to answer his destiny and his calling to help those who needed help getting to the afterlife. And hopefully one day find this crazy fairy tale land where the spirits go. Sorry, I'm adding crazy fairy tale land to where the spirits go.
Keep your disrespect away from my mentor and continue with the information that you have to give.
He called you his son. And he was right, I do like you. Very headstrong. Ayan never followed the same path as our parents set before us. Wanted something more, wanting something different. There wasn't enough life on Crescent Isle. So he said he followed the spirits home. I didn't see him for years because I was mad at him. My twin brother abandons us. What am I supposed to do when my other half leaves?
Were you financially in a bind? Was your family going through massive hardship?
No.
Then he didn't abandon you. He wasn't needed there. He felt needed other places. If you
I
were in a bind in some way, then it would be fair to say he abandoned you. Do not disrespect him that way.
I'm not disrespecting him, but I felt abandoned by my brother. We'd grown up together, spent every single day of our lives together. And then
That's all siblings and children. Eventually, family parts ways.
it's different with twins.
How?
Unless you're a twin,
Would
it's
you
not.
like to join him where he is now, so you can continue to be twins?
Not until it's my time.
Then don't make your time any shorter.
When does Dreas show up?
In a moment. He'll Do you still need more proof that I'm speaking the truth about who he is to me?
No.
Do you believe me?
But drop the tone and the disrespect when you talk about him. He's no longer here. He wasn't a bad person.
No, he wasn't.
If he was a bad person, then say whatever you will.
He's still my
But do
brother.
not speak about him that way.
He's still my brother. We
How much
badmouthed
of your life did you spend with him?
500 years.
Nice. I've spent almost all of mine with him. What is a brother compared to a father?
Well, our father was an asshole.
What does a brother know of the death of his own brother, who he didn't have to watch?
I didn't know he died until you told me that he died.
Exactly. I've been the only one to mourn him the entire time. So keep the disrespect out of your mouth.
Do you have any other questions for me? About him?
No. I know him better than you do. You may have known him longer, but I knew who he was when he was happy.
That's fair. He was never happy back home. I could see it in his eyes. And as much as I... This is when you walk in, by the way, Darius. As much as I hated him for leaving, I can't hate him for the reason why he left. He goes to slowly turn back around on the stool, scratches the back of his head, and you see on the back of the neck there's a birthmark that matches the one that Ayan had. It's like a little starburst looking mark. Not the candy.
Well, yeah.
I know.
Nah, it was orange flavored.
He scratches the back of his head. You see the mark for a moment, and then he sips his drink and continues writing.
I put one claw out and cut a line straight through it. Deep enough to force a scar
Oh, through his neck?
through the birthmark.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Like the hit or the damage?
Roll to hit. You still gotta hit the dude.
He's a foot away from me and he's not paying attention. Where is the fucking attack thing?
With your claw.
Oh. Not under equipment, stupid.
No.
20,
Roll an attack with your claw.
dirty 20.
20. You hit him. Go ahead and roll damage.
6.
Okay. You come away with your claw covered in blood, and he just screams, "Fuck! Ah!"
Dreas walks up and tries to take him to the ground.
Take
Stolt to the ground.
Okay. Roll it a opposed athletics checks, or max athletics. Stolt. Although you can choose athletics or acrobatics to get out of the grapple that he's about to put you in.
You barely beat it with 15,
Yeah.
you fuck.
You watch as Stolt claws at the back of the elf's neck.
Just one.
Does a claw at the back of his neck. Comes away, blood in the finger. You turn just to see Dreas come and bear hug you and talk you to the ground.
Are you?
He's got me in a grapple. He doesn't have me prone yet.
No, that was the whole thing. I take you to the ground with the grapple. That was the description I gave.
Yep.
Hmm.
So you're both technically
What?
prone.
What the fuck is your problem?
There's a lot you don't know. And if you wish to remain breathing, you should let me go.
I don't care what I do or don't know. Clearly, I can tell there's things that he knows that you don't. I know I didn't have the discussion with him. Whatever you guys were talking about. But it didn't warrant whatever you just did to him. It didn't warrant bloodshed.
Stolt, from your position on the ground, you watch as he grabs Dane, because he gave you his name the other night, grabs a cloth from his pocket, presses it to the back of his neck, just looks over at you and says, "Shepherd's blessings," and he walks out of the bar.
I don't care what you think what I do or don't understand. There's plenty you don't either. Stop acting like you know everything. And he'll let him go.
Okay. You just see Larissa at the other bar, just watching you guys, not trying to intervene.
I look over to Larissa. If you see him touch that guy again, please beat the shit out of him.
I make no promises. Also,
He doesn't have to worry I won't be here, and I leave the bar.
okay. She says to Dreas, "There's a certain individual in the pit tonight, if you want a chance to fight him."
I need some extra coin. I'll take my chances.
It is the one who bet your sigil in gold the other day. Oh, sorry. Not the other day. I didn't tell you this, but they were bet a week before you came into my establishment. But that individual is coming in.
How long was I underground?
Maybe you can get some answers from him. If you don't beat him to a bloody pulp first. Maybe you can ask why you're beating him to a bloody pulp. Either way, he'll be here tonight.
Also, can we consider my time on the beach my short rest?
Yes. Absolutely. Where do you go, Stolt?
Before he interrupted, I intended to cure wounds the neck so that it would heal but scar, so that I would have the verification of who was who.
You walk
I
outside.
intended to apologize, but this muscle-brained idiot who didn't understand what I was doing fucking slams me on the ground.
As you leave the bar, you look around, and about 80 feet from you, walking towards the beach, you see him. He's not walking quickly. He's not trying to get away fast. He's just...
Then I'm gonna walk up behind him and place a hand on the back of his neck and cure wounds.
Okay.
Immediately. That's 5.
He's still holding the cloth to the back of his neck. So you'd be putting your hand on top of his.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He freezes as soon as he feels your paw, but relaxes under your touch when he feels the magical energy course through him. And he'll move the cloth and turn around. Your friend's pretty good at tackling, huh?
Being obnoxious?
Sure, let's go with that.
I marked you because I didn't find his body.
Aeon's? You didn't find him?
Mm-hmm. So now I can tell the difference between you and him if he ever is raised in front of me. I didn't know ceremony at the time, so even if I did, I wouldn't have been able to do anything about it.
I mean, you could have said something. You didn't have to catch me by surprise.
Most people aren't going to let me scar them as a mark to identify them.
If you would
I
explain
needed the
that,
one thing that both of you shared to be completely different from each other.
if you would explain that, I would have let you. Or at least I would have scarred it myself, cut myself. While you were standing in front of me, obviously. But I understand your reasoning behind it.
You scarring yourself with blade or whatever would not have done the same thing as me scarring you with my claw. How many people have claws like mine? Compared to how many people can get a hold of a knife and rebrand something that they raise.
Make a fair
My
point.
claw's hard to mimic.
Fair enough. You make a fair point. He takes the cloth that's basically soaked in blood and just shoves it into a pocket. Says, I'm gonna have to wash that, but oh well. You never found the body, but how do you know he's gone for sure?
He's visited me before. Mostly he's able to manifest at the temple, but that's it. Even in death, he can't find our shepherd. He can't find the land. So he's still liable to be raised.
Unfinished business? Or taken before his time? Those are things that can keep a spirit bound to the material plane.
Either way, I need to be able to tell it's you and not just his body with thaumaturgy on it trying to convince me of something else.
Aeon always had a deep connection to the divine magics of the world. Me, not so much. So, I understand a little, but not to the degree that, you know it. I can say this, you definitely know my brother better than I do at this point. I knew who he was in his youth. I knew who he was when he was unhappy and miserable. He broke our mother's heart leaving, but if you ever get a chance to speak with him again, let him know that she forgives him. You're honoring his memory, Stolt. You're the right person to be the one to do it.
Not even close.
I'm definitely not worthy of it. Don't know anyone else who would be.
A priest on a blood hunt? Is that really what he would want? Because that's what he gets.
Like I said, I knew him when he was young. I don't know him now. So you're a better judge of that than I am.
Sorry for the scar. And I'm gonna walk away again.
Shepherd's blessing, Stolt. He goes to walk away from you as well. The sun is starting to set. Stars are starting to come out. There's not as many stars here as there are in Vesper. It's quieting down. The hustle and bustle of the day is ending. Where do you go?
Just start walking outside of town. Just head in a direction.
Alright. Roll me a d6.
3.
3. You make your way to the edge of town with the three arches for the 3 directions. You start heading towards down the middle one. In front of you is open grassland. See off to the side is some corn growing, a couple of crops here or there. To the left of you, far off in the distance, you see the forest starting to manifest. Little trees here or there, and then they become denser and denser as you keep looking. And in front of you, just open grassland.
Nope. As I walk, I'm going to take up my bad habit of being distracted and looking for plants and herbs.
Make me a perception check.
Perception. 18.
18? Okay. Don't see anything of too much note. As far as herbs, but there's some a few weeds that are kind of a component to some potions. A little bit of alchemy. Like not the type of plants that you saw in the garden, but
Yeah, natural plants aren't going to be as well cultivated as a garden's.
just very mundane, simple plants here and there that you could use. A few berries.
Would I be able to gather enough to make a potion, or would it just be minuscule stuff?
Rami will look.
14.
14. You gather enough material that you would be able to make yourself a common healing potion at this point with what you have in your supply.
Alright. Then I'm just going to spend the night out in the field after I finish gathering it up.
Okay. Drace? People are starting to wander into the pit. The crowd is starting to converge. Fights are starting to take place. Bets are happening.
Converge?
Whatever.
I don't know what convulge is.
Converge, not convulge.
You said convulge.
I said converge. Fucker. What do you do?
He's gonna stand by Larissa.
Okay.
Would you let me bet on myself?
No.
How about this? You bet on me.
Simple bitch. You didn't get it.
The owner of the pit. I cannot bet on fighters.
I got it. There's people around, my guy. He's not just gonna walk up there and be like, 100 on me. Also, can you point him out to me when he shows up?
Of course. Don't worry, I've put you down as his opponent, so either way.
He's gonna walk up to Adam's part of the bar.
Okay.
Big till tonight?
Decent one. I mean, if Mythris was fighting, then yeah, but she's not. With the announcement of the tournament and everything, people are starting to get rowdy and wild up. You know what I mean? Getting ready to try and challenge her.
He's gonna put 100 gold down on the sort of the edge of it, or at least in a little pouch. He's gonna slide it over. It's my bet.
Under what name? For the books.
Where the fuck was it? I can't find the note now. That's why I put it in my phone.
Oh, the note I gave
That's
you
why
earlier?
I can't find it. Yeah, I put it on my phone because I had everything
That's
in my
why I
Google
can't
Doc.
phone it.
That's why I can't phone it. Valyria.
Alright. Under the name Valeria. Got it. What are you looking for?
And he's gonna go back over to Larissa.
Okay. What are you doing, dog?
And he's gonna take out the wraps.
Okay. Have they
He's-
muddled your brain yet?
Like a smoothie. As
Or
he
was
puts
that-
them on.
Or was that just me the other night?
Dreas. Dreas.
She's just gonna flick you in the forehead, not to do any damage, but
As he's gonna start wrapping his hands.
okay. You hear a very loud yawn in your ear. What's up?
Thank you.
For what? Also, did you say that out louder in your head? The thank you.
That was he wasn't paying attention. It was out loud.
Or she's just gonna look at you like, sorry?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
They did muddle your brain.
You're in the bar for about an hour and a half before Adam finally announces. And the next match will be the Beast Boy himself, Dreas, who got his clock cleaned by the mistress last night.
I'll step into the pit.
And
Thank you for that.
Of course. And his opponent is Micah, and out steps into the pit. Is a less than. Yeah. Hello. Thank you for the follow. I got a new follower. Hello. What is up? I gotta look up what the fucking race is. I had my last shift at Target today, so.
10 out of 10, best DM ever.
Let's poggin.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta look up the fucking races. Just
I know
angry.
my brain is off. Shut up.
SK, my brain is off 90% of the time.
99% of the time.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll drop the couple chromosomes.
No, I picked up an extra one.
Oh no, I don't think that was a chromosome.
Yeah.
In steps Micah is a red-skinned humanoid with very red hair and just
What's his reaction to seeing me?
doesn't have one. Just meh.
I mean, his holding cells were literally destroyed. He already knew you were gone.
Also, it has been over a week. There's no guarantee these people are intelligent.
He looks at him. We're gonna have a talk after this fight.
Nah, we're just gonna talk with our fists instead.
If we're talking with our fists, then you're not going to be able to.
Bring it on, Beast Boy. Roll initiative.
God damn it.
21 for Micah?
19.
All right, Micah's gonna go first.
Always slightly outclassed. Damn.
All right. He's gonna rush you and give you nothing. He's gonna rush in, try and punch at you, and you're just gonna catch his fist in your hand. His touch is... He's very warm to the touch, by the way.
Gross. He's sweaty.
As I grab his fist,
Mm-hmm.
in my head, or at least out loud, I say, knock, knock.
I can't do it with my hooves, but he kind of you see him kind of sit back and he just goes like this.
I can't do that with my hooves.
Because he can't do this.
So he'll push his fist away, knock his knuckles together. Time to let loose a little bit.
You let loose because you grow in size. You've just cast enlarge on yourself.
Oh god.
That's a bonus action, by the way, to do that. It can only be done once a day. Not once a long rest, once per day. This is another feature of the Bands of the Ox. Or the Raps of the Ox, whatever you want to call them.
So I do an extra D4 of damage
And
with
you're
my
now
attacks.
large.
All right.
What do? You still have an attack.
This is going straight across his face.
The dog needs to go out. Sorry. 1 second. Try and be fast.
I'm playing solitaire when I'm not in the area. Like every time I'm not in the immediate area, I'm like, I technically don't know this. Should pay little attention to it so I don't accidentally metagame.
What's bonking?
Uh, what do you mean? What's bonking?
What's bonking? What's pogging? What's popping? What's flopping?
I'm pribbity, flibbity, floppity.
Hibbity hoppity?
Nah, flibbity, floppity.
Diggity doggity?
Bitsity, bouncity. I don't know.
Fred Burger.
I want to eat some frozen yogurt.
Billy, what did you do with me sight? Dad! For the last time, Billy, I'm Mogar. Mogar, I didn't know you could fly.
You remember more of that show than I do, and it was from my generation.
I just remember the Battle of the Bands episode where they gave Grim a guitar and he shredded so hard he split the earth and shook the neighborhood. Like houses were fucking doing the hokey pokey.
Houses were doing the hokey pokey. No.
Purple field, purple field, purple field. I
I think this is like
Jeez.
the third game of solitaire that I've won at just out of the boredom of playing it.
Hot rod flames. Bunnies. Hot rod flames. Bunnies. Hot rod flames. Bunnies.
Hot rod bunnies that are on fire.
Here you go, the armpit of victory, Ed boy.
You damn the son of a shepherd! Uh,
Fucking love
big Ed boy. What are you doing, big Ed boy? The fucking enunciation that he does. My favorite thing to spawn of that is the memes. Just like fucking Goku versus Superman. Goku gets his butt kicked, and then they go, and then it turns over to Rolf, and Rolf's just like, "You damn the son of a shepherd!" and kicks the crap out of Superman.
Does a 16 hit?
Yeah, 16 or hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's 10 damage.
Oof. Ow. Alright. He's gonna... Seeing you get bigger, which that is gonna be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Alright. 4 damage. Seeing you go bigger, he's gonna hesitate and just go, right in your gut. That's all he's got.
All right. Rage.
Oh, Lord.
You just
You
like
touched my funny button. I'm mad.
you just I go into a rage. Just one more to the face.
Roll it.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes, go ahead and roll damage.
That is 10 plus that's 12.
So 12 damage. You crack him on the side of the head, and he stumbles off to the side, catches himself for a moment, comes back, and he is just bloody. But he's standing, and he just brings his fist up to keep going.
Action surge.
Go ahead.
I'm doing it. Do it.
The comment, oh, you're the big stupid. Wham!
Does an 8 hit his armor class?
Don't you get advantage when you're raging on attacks? Oh no, that's reckless. No,
That's if I decide to. I don't think I even have reckless.
you don't. Yeah, I think that's like a level 2 or 3 thing. No, an 8 does not.
Reaction surge.
Nope. You go to swing. He ducks out and goes to hit you with an uppercut to the chin. Can't even see what that is. Oh yeah, no, that's not good. That's a 10 to hit. Completely misses considering you're bigger now.
I'm gonna
Popo,
say,
so much for the follow.
are you sure you want to try? And I'll roll an intimidation check. That was almost a nat 20. 5.
5? He's like, I don't quit. Even if I feel like I'm gonna stumble, I don't quit.
You asked for it.
Guess I'm healthy.
19 to hit.
It hits. What's your minimum damage?
Oh, minimum is right now.
Yeah.
8. Minimum is 8.
How do you want to do this? Your minimum takes him out. He had 30 HP.
Just like with Todd, I'm bigger. I want to watch him drop across like the side of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'm not carrying it all the way down. I'm just hitting his head hard enough for him to drop.
Got it. You carry it, cracking him in the head. You're not following through with the swing?
Yeah, I'm just stopping once I make contact.
You feel and hear a definitive crack, and he just goes. Pfft. The crowd goes nuts.
I'll sort of showboat. Well, I'm still big.
Yeah.
And I'll sort of be egging on the crowd, waving on.
If you look over and see Larissa, she's just rolling her eyes and shaking her head and continuing to serve drinks and everything. How much did you put on the fight?
100.
On yourself? It's now 300.
No, on the opponent.
You get back an additional 2, so you get 300 gold total. After, I think, how long does enlarge last?
1 minute.
1 minute. Yep. After the minute, you revert back to yourself.
Whew. I say in my head. So that's what happens.
Oh man, but I can't do the thing. Dunk.
You'll just hear Jerry. Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock indeed.
A few other fights happen after yours. You still hear people in the crowd talking about, like, how the fuck did that guy get so big? He was already big, but he got bigger. Like, how did he do that? Probably magic, those crazy magic things. You know what happens.
No, that was all natural.
He would be waiting on Micah to regain consciousness.
Okay. Aaron, the other tiefling, gets into the pit, checks him over. You watch some green energy pass and course through his body. Finally comes to and just holds the side of his head like, that hurt.
All right. We talked with our fists. Now we're going to talk. And this isn't a request.
He's about to speak, and Larissa is standing behind him, and he just feels her legs at his back, and he looks up and is like, she grabs him by the scruff of his shirt and just drags him off to a back room.
I'll follow.
Mm-hmm. The entrance that you guys, the second entrance, the hallway leading down to the prison, was sealed up to that first room, so she has a extra office space. She walks through the door, takes you into that room, drops him on the floor. And just walks
Thank
out.
you.
Don't mention it. I was taking
Is
out
there
the trash.
is there a chair in the room?
There's a chair. It's basically just an office space at this point.
He's gonna take the chair.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna set it in front of the door and sit on the chair.
Okay. Mike is just sitting on the ground, where she dropped him. He only has like 5 HP. And he's like, "How do you want to talk to me about?"
He's gonna start unwrapping, He's gonna start taking off the wraps.
Okay. He's just.
I heard you were the one. Then I'll only bet my money. But you bet my possession. And you'll hold up the sigil.
The look on his face goes confused. What the fuck are you talking about? To realization. Fuck.
You want to tell me how we got here? Or how I got here?
A ship. Those big things that go on the water. Take you across the water.
Do not play dumb with me. I could shatter your skull where you sit.
Viper.
And what was his plan with me?
Oh, you and your big friend. Just to get you off Vesper, so he could take over the pit.
Do you still have contact with him?
Not while I'm here. I was simply hired to bring you here. That's all. Paid me coin. That's all.
I can respect the coin. But he's gonna he's gonna spread his legs and put his hands out on his knees, put his head on his hands. Just know. Next time, think about who you're messing with. And if you somehow get to Viper before I do, let him know he's dead meat when I get back.
I'm not going back to Vesper. Didn't want to be there in the first place.
How'd you get access? And he'll nod his head over to the door.
There's really no point in hiding anything from you, considering at the moment you could kill me with a flick of your finger if you wanted to.
Oh, it would be a little more than just a flick of my finger. You would be unrecognizable to anybody that knew you.
My mistress had access.
Continue.
She, pretty good with the whole, lock picking. Had a key made. Got us down here. Been using it on and off for a while. Bringing different people. Having them fight in the pit. Earning us some coin.
Give me the name.
Even if I did, she's not here. She's long gone at this point.
He gets up, picks him up by his collar, and holds him up. I didn't ask.
It's the one line I won't cross. Kill me if you want, but you don't get the name. I
I'll
gave you
take
all the
out
information
my-
I'm willing to give.
I'll take out my tinderbox.
Mm-hmm.
I'll strike it up.
Why are you still holding him, or are you putting him back down?
Actually, wait, no. I can't do that. I would have straight up dropped him.
Okay.
Can't do that. He's gonna take the broadside of his torch and stab it into his leg.
Okay. Roll an attack.
That
Basically
was an
just
11.
11. He sees you go for it, and he gets his leg out of the way. He's like, ah. Trust me. I'm saving you by not telling you her name. You're strong. But as was proven, numbers beat out strength every time. She has numbers.
The Empress, huh?
Not the Empress. She wouldn't bother in the affairs of the pitiful commoners like us.
He's going to put his foot to his ankle.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to get the name out of you. One bone at a time.
Roll an intimidation check.
There's your intimidation.
Did you get a nat 20?
Yes. I'm sure that guy out there is willing to bring you back as many times as I want, as long as I give him a little money. Just as you were willing to take care of me for some money. I won't let you die until I get the name. Your choice. Every bone in your body or the name.
If I try and save your life, and you're going to break me in half,
Stop playing the heroic card. You're not saving anything.
those that dwell under the earth, pitch black skin, hair as white as snow. He sits up, his legs still pinned under your foot. A name you will not get. And he goes and takes a blade and slices his own throat.
I'll walk out. Fuck, what was his name again? Other tiefling?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Mhm.
Can I borrow you for a minute?
Yeah, we should be okay.
Heal him.
Did it?
Heal him.
He goes and he casts cure wounds on him. He's laying on his back now after slicing his throat. The wound slowly heals and closes, and he coughs up some blood.
I just want you to make sure he doesn't go unconscious. I will start snapping his fingers one by one.
course of the next several hours, making sure that he's conscious for each one, you end up snapping all of his fingers, multiple appendages, multiple bones. He is tight-lipped the entire time. 2 hours in, and the only thing left not broken is his right shoulder.
Aaron, you know anyone in town that can crack that skull of his? Magic-wise. Get into a place he's not willing to go for us.
No, sadly. Magic-wise, no. I mean, what about your friend? Harry, this is a lot of brutality here, and these bones ain't resetting right, obviously, because, you know.
Well, I hope he's learned his lesson. I'll look to Aaron. I'll gesture him to hold out his hand. And I'll just put 20 gold coins in his hand.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry for the trouble.
It's okay. Just, not used to that kind of brutality. Give me a investigation check, by the way. I'm retconning something while you were snapping him one by one by one by one.
15?
15. You did notice a symbol at the back of his head, at the base of his hair. A little magic rune of some kind. Even Aaron doesn't know what it is.
He's going to...
Fox, no.
He's not going to do anything, apparently.
He's gonna fox no. Solitaire's great.
I'm playing solitaire with this guy's bones. I'm going to grab him by the back of, or like his collar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to drag him out.
Okay. Drag him back out.
I mean, I'm going to straight drag him out of the bar.
Melissa just watched
So out the other entrance or out through the pit and out the bar itself?
The other entrance is sealed.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's through the bar.
Okay.
People see a guy with...
It's been a few hours. So
anyone who's there
there's not as many people left, but the ones that are just kind of like... Mm. Aaron stays in the bar. Larissa just kind of... just calls out to you as you walk out the door. Thank you for taking out the trash.
Aaron didn't know. Do you know of anyone that can use mental magic? In town, at least.
Maisie.
Cleric?
No. If you want one of the clerics, there's the Temple to Arathis, there's the Temple to the Raven Queen. No, Maisie
Where can I
is
find
more...
her?
She's the, gnome arcanist in town. She points you in the direction of the building. It's the magic shop that Stolt visited before.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Just gonna drag them all the way there.
Right? You get there. You see a light on inside. The door is closed, but there's a light on.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay. It's open. Come on in.
I'll walk in.
Okay.
Um,
You see what I described before is a red-headed gnome that's going gray at the roots, and Todd sitting on a stool, just kind of reading.
hey, big
Oh, hi.
little guy. Oh, you can.
Ah, what what's with the mangling?
Oh, he's the reason I'm here. So,
Got it.
hi, Maisie. I'm sorry to trouble you about this. Can you use mental magic?
Technically,
She's not horrified that a person she's never seen before drags in an almost corpse?
There's so many bones bent out of shape in this guy.
No, she's uh,
That's mortifying.
she's a decently composed woman. She doesn't show a lot facial wise, but she is a little, you know. The fact that Todd recognized you gives her a little bit more, you know.
So a little backstory. I was only what I can assume is drugged, taken on a ship, brought here, woke up here, and he's part of the reason why I'm here. There's a name I need from him. You think you can get it from him?
Possibly. Hey, shush. No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. She doesn't listen to me. She comes over to him.
She doesn't listen to you because you spoil her after she does what you tell her not to.
Oh no, I smacked her a couple times for doing what she did. I still punish her. She gives him shut up. She gives him a once over. You see a purplish energy leave her hand a couple of times. He's got a it's kind of a binding spell. And she'll point out the rune on the back of his neck. He's not allowed to say the name. He physically can't say the name.
Well, can you get it out of his head?
Oh, possibly. And she goes into the back room. You hear some rummaging around. You hear something shatter. She comes back and she's got a wand in her hand. This is not going to be pleasant. And she presses the wand to his temple and presses it in to his temple. As in, it actually goes into his head. Not leaving a wound, not doing any damage, but enters. His eyes go wide. He stares off into space. Her eyes go white. About 2-3 minutes pass. And she comes back, removes the wand from his head. Lady Evandra. And he just curses.
You knew what lengths I was willing to go to. Now look where you are.
Like
I'll look to
the little shit said. I couldn't say it.
Say that next time.
I was trying to save your life. Now that you know the name, you're gonna have a bounty on your head.
As I said, I don't care about the heroics. Next time, lead with, I can't say it, and I won't break every bone in your body. It took me this long. All but, what is that, one bone, excluding your skull? I get called dumb. But you're just a bag of bones.
Make an insight check.
6.
6. You can tell his pride wouldn't let him break so easily.
Trying to save my life. Couldn't save your own. I'll look over to Maisie. Anything I can do for your troubles?
Don't leave that here.
Done.
Thank you.
I'll take him with me. I'll walk out. Are there still people out on the street?
Yeah, there's still people wandering, walking around.
I'll start asking around if they've seen a big cat walk around.
Roll me a.
You're gonna ask random people on the street if they've seen me while you're carrying a mangled man.
Roll me roll luck.
Boy.
When my phone turns off, it doesn't update it, so I have to refresh.
20.
He's redeeming himself. In a matter of minutes, as disturbed as people are, it actually kind of helps. And they all just point towards the gate.
I'm sort of like, I have a really faint smile on my face. I'm just like, thank you. Like I'm trying to, I'm putting up a facade.
Got it.
And I'm walking out the gate.
Taking him with you?
Nah, I think they'll use him as bait. No, he's coming with me.
Okay. You get to the gate. You ask again which one he went out of. With your nat 20, it's fine. And they all point you towards the people you asked, point you to the middle one. You walk out.
I mean, it's not like I really look like a lot of other people.
No, yeah.
I just gotta say big cat, and everyone's like, "Oh, that guy."
Yeah.
Fucking good. Mm-hmm.
You walk for about 30 minutes before you find him with a little like camp setup going on. Shush, no.
Oh no, I didn't bother setting up a camp. I was literally just gonna like mat down some of the grass in the field and fucking just
You find him.
pass out in the grass.
You find him.
It's Stolt.
Roll me a Constitution save real quick, Stolt. See if he'd be asleep right now or still awake at the moment.
That's a 5.
You find him asleep, snoring.
I was gonna say he would have gone to sleep anyways because there was nothing for him to stay awake for anyway.
Yeah.
Stolt.
Up to you whether you wake up or not.
How do you try and wake me up?
I'll just start saying, Stolt, I have someone you'll like to meet.
Out of instinct, I try and scare off whoever's trying to wake me by using thaumaturgy to make the ground shake beneath me as I slam one foot into it. Like, no, I don't want to wake up. And it just kind of.
You know this trick that
he's
he's
grumpy.
used before. You hear that, Stolt?
Stolt, you want to say anything to this guy before I kill him?
Who is it, and why does he look like that?
I'll toss him on the ground.
Ugh.
He was one of the people who was paid to bring us here.
And so you brutalize him before bringing him to me.
I got the information I needed out of him. Just want to know if you wanted to do anything to him.
Do you have anything in your pockets of value? Tell me now, or it's going to be awkward when I'm searching a corpse.
He can't move a single muscle, like any of his limbs or anything. He's like,
I'm not asking you to get it, guy. I'm asking if there's anything worth anything. Because if you're lying to me, I can bring you back and beat you to death twice.
Oh, that's what I was doing for the last couple of hours. Except with every
Oh
single one of
no,
his
I'm
bones.
going to let him fully die and then have him come back so he's fully under my control, and then I'm going to beat him to death again.
Well, the few insights I'll give you is he couldn't tell me the name I wanted to know because he's under some spell, some binding spell.
A binding spell won't tell me if your pockets have values in it or not, unless you're specifically trying to not
I'm just
say
trying to
anything.
tell you that he won't let his pride become scarred. So you're probably gonna have to search him.
Well, pride is the grand downfall. You were probably real proud of yourself stepping into the ring against him too, weren't you?
he just stays stone faced, no reaction, no response. Just looks at you, Stolt, and says, "Valuable only to me."
What is it?
He just nods his head towards his pocket and says, "Family heirloom."
That tells me jack shit. I said, what is it? I'm gonna rifle into his pocket and pull it out.
Okay. It's about not quite tennis ball, a little bit smaller than that, sized red crystal.
So, would you like to be buried with this, or should I? And I take out my pike and place it directly on one of the flats of it and go, should I break it in front of you before I kill you? That way you die with shame.
I mean, I would prefer it not be broken and it returned to my family.
Yeah, I can break it and guarantee it never reaches them. Unless you decide to be cooperative. I can make your passing nice, but I want a list of names of everybody else and descriptions of who helped you put us in that cell. Because there's a little bit of payback for them too. I mean, if they have less pride and more humility than you do, they might
Shush.
survive. But you're already dead.
We have one person that we're gonna need to pay a visit to once we get back to
Stop.
Vesper.
Yeah, we don't get a hostile takeover without a goal.
They were hired
Somebody
by
wanted
Viper
something.
He just
through.
sits there, gives you a look like, if I'm already dead, then why?
I can make it painless or painful. If you give me the names, then I will.
I was listening.
Give me the names, and I will return your heirloom to your family. Deny me the names, and you will deny your family their heirloom, the knowledge of your death, and
Can't forget the
protect.
remains.
Because if he got information that you were charmed to not give, I guarantee whoever was you weren't supposed to say that will go after your family. So if you want your family protected, your heirloom returned, and to die a painless death, then help me help you. Give me the list. Give me the names and descriptions of all of your friends. They're only going to get a beating. they'll survive unless they're too fucking hoity-toity about their pride like you are. They may die too. But this way, your family gets protection and your heirloom returned. Pick.
My family's already
Painless or painful in shame.
My family's already in the dirt. Might as well put me with them. Have fun on your adventure and hunt to try and find my friends.
I stab the pommel of my pike into the ground. I lift him up and I put his jaw on the spike of the pommel and I'm like, are you sure you want to go the painful route?
He already broke every bone in my body except for 2.
I lift him up higher and place his crotch on it. And I'm like, are you 100% sure you want to go the painful route? This is going all the way through you.
He doesn't give a response. And he can't fight back because he has no control over any of his limbs right now.
Well, yeah. All right. Just know you chose this. And I set him down in front of me and I take the heirloom. You think you can break this? I want to watch him watch you smash the last thing that he gives a fuck about before I kill him.
I'm going to make a quick insight check to see if he was lying about it being an heirloom.
Go ahead, roll insight.
18.
18. Wasn't lying.
Retcon? Can I retcon roll to see if he was bullshitting about his family being in the dirt already?
Sure, roll insight.
Only 13. So yeah, no.
Probably.
As he hands me the gem, do I sense anything inherently magical from it?
As you're handed the gem, you hear multiple soft voices screaming out as if they're trapped.
Did you not
Did I not what?
hear that?
Hear what? Would I have heard it?
I don't know if I want to break this anymore. They're screaming voices like they're trapped.
You put something like that in front of somebody like me. I whip the pike around and slam it through his throat.
Roll an attack.
I have him sitting top down, through the throat, down the torso.
Roll an attack with advantage. I just want to see if you crit.
Gary, I hope you were looking away for this.
So 13, 7, because I rolled a nat 1.
Good thing I gave you advantage.
God damn it.
It doesn't
Your advantage
matter.
was the nat 1.
You shove the pike down his throat. It goes out his spinal column, and he just falls back, eyes going dark. And we'll pick up next time, because it is almost midnight-ish. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you are back again for the next session. See y'all then. Bye.